Okay, now we're going to take a look at the center pin here. For this model, I suggest that you work in the front plane and consider using a profile based on the information provided in the drawing here to revolve the solid. In this way, you'll be able to include the chamfer as well as the center hole through the object all in one operation. So let's take a look. I'll start here with a template. Switch to the model, and we're going to start near the origin here and switch to from the top view to the front view. This will also adjust our UCS appropriately. So first thing I want to do is let's check the layer this time, make sure we're in the 3D layer. I'm going to draw a vertical line from the origin. This is going to represent, using polar here, this is going to represent the center or the revolve axis for the center pin here. Okay. Now, studying the drawing that we got here, I'm going to lay out the diameters of our center pin as profile lines. Okay. So basically, we can start here. We can start with a polyline, let's say. Okay. And the distance that we're going to start away from that center line is based on the size of the through hole, right? And we actually have a diameter. So let's take a look here at Quick Calc. We have a diameter of 0.625. So divide that by 2. We've got a distance of 0.3125. So either I can create a bunch of offsets here. So for example, if I offset 0.3125 using this reference line, offset it to the right here. Okay. Now I can use that as a reference. I can also lay out the rest of the line work here. For example, the next diameter is a diameter of 1, which is going to give us an offset of 0.5. So again, using the center axis here, offset to the right, there's a 0.5. Okay. And then the larger diameter there, which is 150, that'll require an offset of 0.75. So if I do offset and then 0.75 here, again using the center axis here to the right, there's all the reference edges I'll use for the diameters. But now I've got the different diameter thicknesses. From the bottom up, I've got 0.5. So here again, I could just draw a line. Drawing a line from here, going across. And if I offset that by 0.5 towards the top, this is the base diameter right here. Okay. And if I trim this line here, okay, you can see here, this is the next diameter. So if I just clean up this line work, just using trim to clean up that, you can start to see the profile. So from the base all the way to the top, I have a dimension of 3. So if I use offset 3 from the bottom up, here's the total height. So once again, let's clean it up. And then to show the chamfer here, we have a 0.03 45 degree chamfer. I'll just go ahead and use our chamfer command. All right. And we can select the edges here that we want to chamfer. Oh, sorry, I needed to do the distance. So let's set the distance. D for distance back in the chamfer command. We have 0.03, enter. And the second distance, the same, so just enter. And then we can select both lines that we want to create the chamfer at. So again, I've got just a collection of lines here and a center axis for revolve. I first want to make a boundary of all these lines. So I'll use draw, select boundary here, or region, sorry, and select all the line work, hit enter. Make sure, confirm that we've got that region. Once again, I'll split my viewport into 2 viewports. so that on one side I can see the isometric view and then switch the visual style there to the conceptual. So now I can use the revolve command, but I got to switch back to my world UCS, the world UCS. Okay, here's the line about which I'm going to revolve. When I come over here to modeling, look at extrude, use the downward arrow, and you'll see revolve right here. Activate the command. The object that we're going to revolve is going to be this profile or region, and then let me escape, re-enter the command, select objects to revolve, so it's going to be this here, and then now we need to select the objects about which we're going to revolve, right? Actually, here, let's deselect that one and then hit enter. Okay, now we can define the axis. So we have to select our region, and then in the next step here we can use 2 points, right? Or we can use an object as well. So you can see it says specify axis start point or define axis by the object, and we could use object, select this, and then it'll revolve it. Now we have to tell it how much we want to revolve it by, right? So you can see down here the numeric value by default is 360, or we could just do 90 or whatever we want. 360 is enter, and then update the facet resolution. Alright, so there's our solid, and now we're ready to go ahead and do the drawing presentation for this. So let's switch to the paper layout for that.